Two hosts list apartments on the same weekend. One place looks nicer. Better furniture, better finishes, a better kitchen. The other one looks simpler. But it books first. And that is the question for this video. Why do some Airbnbs make more money than better ones? Because on Airbnb, the property matters, but the packaging often matters more than people think. Airbnb ended 2024 with more than 491 million nights and experiences booked and more than $11 billion in revenue. That matters for one reason. Tiny changes in conversion can become very real money at massive scale. Most people assume the winner is the better property. Sometimes it is, but not always, because guests do not book the property first. They book the impression of the property. That impression gets built by a sequence. The first photo, the title, the price, the fee structure. The review count the amenity framing. The cancellation comfort. That sequence shapes the decision before the mattress or the shower ever gets judged in real life. Here is the first question. What are guests actually comparing when they scroll Airbnb? Not just bedrooms and square footage. They are comparing confidence. Which listing feels clearer, safer, easier, more complete, more worth the click. That is why average places can outperform better places. Better property does not always mean better presentation. Real-world example number 1. Columbia Business School highlighted research showing Airbnb hosts whose smile and profile photos see about 3.5% more bookings. That sounds tiny until you realize what it means. Trust signals change behavior. And Airbnb is full of trust decisions. The guest is not just asking, "Is this place nice?" The guest is asking, "Will this go smoothly?" That is why warmth can beat polish. Here is the second question. Where does most booking friction actually happen? Usually before the guest reads the full description. It happens in the thumbnail layer. Bad cover photo, weak title, confusing price, ugly fee surprise, too many similar photos, no clear point of view. A stronger property can lose right there, because the platform rewards clarity before it rewards depth. That is why the first 5 seconds of the listing matter so much. If the click does not happen, the rest of the property might as well not exist. And pricing adds another layer. Guests do not see value in a vacuum. They see value relative to nearby listings. Total price, cleaning fee, and perceived certainty. A place that looks slightly worse but feels simpler to understand can win. That is not irrational. That is interface psychology. Real-world example number 2. Airbnb said in 2024 that it had removed more than 200,000 low-quality listings. Since launching its updated hosting quality system, that tells you something important. Quality control matters on the platform. But quality is not only about the physical unit. It is also about whether the guest experience feels dependable enough to convert. That is why good hosts obsess over photos, reviews, response speed, and listing clarity. Here is the third question. If the place is already good, what actually lifts revenue? Usually not one giant change. It is a stack of smaller upgrades. Better lead photo, cleaner title, sharper amenity order, clearer room framing, fewer weak images, smarter weekend pricing, stronger review momentum. Those changes look cosmetic, but they change click-through rate, booking confidence, and final conversion. And that is where the intro question gets answered. Why do some Airbnbs make more money than better ones? Because guests do not book the best property in a spreadsheet. They book the listing that feels easiest to trust, easiest to understand, and easiest to justify right now. That is the hidden layer of Airbnb. The money is not just in the apartment. It is in the packaging around the apartment. And once you see that, Airbnb stops looking like a property game only. It starts looking like a conversion game. That is why mediocre listings can quietly lose money, and well-positioned listings can outperform expectations. The smart host is not only improving the unit, the smart host is improving the decision. Subscribe if you want more hidden income ideas hiding in plain sight.